Hello and welcome to a new Gemini Rogues video. This is another request, and I do believe, if I'm correct, his name is Toy Soldier 0 something HY something. Anyway, Kilo 5 Comet.
Comet, historically the best British tank built during World War II. Actually saw a little bit of service just shy of the Ardennes offensive in 1944. They were just about to get the delivery of the Comets, and then pesky Germans made a bit of a counter-offensive, so they had to snatch all the Shermans back and go into it. But they did get them after that, and 26 were knocked out during the end of the Second World War.
Yeah,
26 Comets were destroyed during the Second World War, and it was just they like actually learned from warfare going through, and they took little bits for everything. It's got like the electric turret rotation off a Churchill. They took the Cromwell engine because that was fantastic, reliable and powerful, so they put that in there. They didn't learn much about sloped armour from Germans. They kept with a standard flat
didn't
part.
Learn none of that, did they?
It was super reliable, uprated gun. I mean, the tank came about because the Cromwell gun just weren't good enough anymore. It couldn't fire HE rounds, and then to put a turret on it big enough, so you've seen the Challenger tanks around the game, that's what they come up with, and it just looked ridiculous. It just weren't feasible. So this is what they came up with, the Comet, and it is a brilliant tank.
I read something about the Comet was everything they Cromwell wanted to be, but it came too late.
I mean, the Cromwell had problems with suspension. It kept throwing tracks off if you went round high speed corner. That's why it's not as fast as a Cromwell, and we'll come to that during the game. So we'll look at some stats now. Same engine we see there. Rolls-Royce meter engine, fantastic engine, fantastic tank engine, reliable, powerful, everything you want. Ticks the box. There's that 77mm gun, the Mark II there. 15.38 rounds per minute, quite high. Damage
throw some rounds
low. Yeah, 148 pen, which is not great for tier 7, but it does the job. 208 on your premium rounds. 2.3 aim time and 3.4 accuracy. Yeah, it's
that average.
Yeah, traverse speed on your tracks 36, so it's quite mobile that way. Turret armour, that's where you can start to get a bit of positives. More there than a Tiger, 102. It's only 2mm more, but it is slightly more. So you can use that to your best of your knowledge. 380 metre view range, which is fantastic. And you can see that electric turning turret at 46 degrees per second is pretty good. We're along with a 700 metre signal range as well. So fantastic. We'll have a look at them rounds there. Quite cheap there. You can see on the APCR secondary ammunition, your premium rounds, only 2,800. And they're even cheap on, I think, 150 for a standard shell. Equipment wise there, let's have a look. Always optics. I like to use it quite forward. I don't like to hang it back and try and spot, even though it's got that fantastic view range to use. This is more of a totally different animal than what you get in Cromwell.
It's different, completely different, isn't it?
So we look there.
Go on.
Hit points 1,150, which is not bad. The engine, 19.88 power to weight ratio and a 51 to 50 km/h top speed, which isn't technically historically correct because the Comet were restricted to 32 to keep its parts in good working order for a long time. So a little bit of an exaggeration on truth there. 20% chance of fire, but they would start to get to good points of this tank. 12 degrees of gun depression and a nifty 3.9 second reload as well. So we've got fire rate, we've got fantastic gun depression, we've got turret armour. Straight away, this is not a Cromwell. Does not play like a Cromwell in any way. 380 metre view range, which can work to your advantage as well. 700 metre signal range. So
what's the view range?
380 metres. That's
not bad, is it?
Pretty good. It is really good. There's a ammo rack, which is quite safe as well. You can see if you get shot from the side, it's going to be really unlucky. Shell velocity, again, like the Cromwell, is still a bit of an issue.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dirty.
I mean, 980 metres on your premium ammunition is not bad, but this is where you look at this. I mean, the British, they just didn't learn from sloped armour. It would have been hard, would it, just to put a slope across front of it, but no, we'll keep putting those steps in. I suppose access were a bit easier and stuff like that, but it weren't generally the preferred method for arming yourself from
I think it was something to do with recycling. They could recycle them quicker if they didn't put any sloped armour on.
Look how flat that is. Look how flat. It's not even thick.
Turret armour's
the turret armour's fantastic. Like I say, 102mm there, which is what you've just got, what you've got to use. That's your main plus point.
Come on then, what's it? Oh my goodness, what's that?
That's the Challenger. That's what they come up with. That's just a Cromwell with a bigger turret on to fit a bigger gun. Because the Cromwell couldn't fire HE round, so it was pretty useless against static positions and infantry and stuff like that. So that's how this tank kind of got born. So
British went like that, didn't they?
And you can see that I was thinking about heading up towards the hills at the top, but we've got an hill in the middle. Always look for an hill in a Comet. You've seen Cromwells, you've played Cromwells, we know what Cromwells like. They race around, they're a pest, they get in and out, they get shots, they circle you, they're a pain in the arse. The Comet's not fast enough to do that. It's not armoured enough to do that either. So it's now a different animal altogether. It is now turned into something that needs to get all down, which sounds crazy in a medium tank, but it works. 12 degrees of gun depression with a 380 metre view range.
Yeah, it's a very
It's
good
not to be
combo.
sniffed at.
So you're going hull down
Well,
in a
you're
medium.
going to try and work it on this thing around this bank,
Yeah.
where it minimises how much you can see. So we'll try and get in this bush.
Are camping bush?
Camping bush. Start
with.
Yeah.
Is the game getting any better?
It will improve. It hots up slightly.
It warms up. Colin, give us some stats while we're waiting.
Well, you can look. They say 2.3 second aim time. There's that view range kicking in
sitting
straight
there
away,
doing nothing,
and there's an
man.
hammer. Let him come out a little bit. He's not coming anymore.
No.
Let's try and get some inside that turret.
Ooh.
I mean, look, the 126 damage. It doesn't put massive holes in things,
136,
but the fire rate is pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're making him back up.
You can see the accuracy is still good. The accuracy is still
Yeah,
reliable.
not bad actually.
Can we get any more in him? Is he going to come back? You know he's not going to come back.
No,
he's had enough of that now. But we've been spotted.
Oh, he smashed
and
something.
it's perfect. Remember the Cromwell nipping, get shot. Comet can still do that side of things. Pop, still reliable. Still, I mean, we're still using standard shells at this point. We've taken a bit of beats in there now. We've taken his first kill. We got that Panther out of the game. Pretty important. He's a big gun, and he's going to put holes in us very quickly. We get a little bit ballsy at this point. I'm going to try and back this AT7 up. He might need a little bit of help with his T20, who seems to be rinsing him.
He should do actually. He's up against hill or mountain, whatever you want to call it. He's alright, safe. Leave him. Carry on. Oh, he got smashed.
You can see that shell's not always rolled. We just bounce there off the front of that T20. Second shot goes in, back up. I mean, you've got to love this. Sometimes this gun.
It does.
You just pop in, work them. You can work somebody. You can see you can actually jostle with somebody.
Sweet.
And I'm getting a bit worried now at this point with the artillery shots coming in and the fact that AT7's up there to absorb. Another bounce. Another bounce. Try and use that turret. Try and block us as much as we can. Try and face hug him. Still gets one through. It's not super reliable. Not a bad gun on that T20, but he ain't got the fire rate to live with me.
Yeah, definitely.
So we took that guy out now. Team's pushed all the way around top of the map. They've got that hammer well in hand. Let's see if we can help out a little bit.
Oh, you're losing. Your team's losing.
Yep. We're struggling. We just pulled one back there, but we lost one straight away. And their team, for some reason, something's just gone off. I don't know what's gone off in their team. They've all decided to charge across the middle of the map at this point, so everybody's there.
Someone's gave the order, haven't they?
It is gone down. It is going down. We're shooting a little bit of everybody there. I mean, that's a tier 7 medium, and it's just not. The gun's not putting a big hole in him, is it?
No.
That's
you could have done with getting rid of him.
Shame. I'm just going to dance with this guy. This is why it's beautiful at rocking. I love a nice tank that can rock backwards and forwards.
Do that.
It's
smash.
I mean, I do like the Stritz at tier 6 for doing this. It's another fantastic tank for doing this. I mean,
we
missed that one.
Canoe.
I mean, we're still struggling here on numbers. We're just shy of 2 to 1.
You are losing. You're going to lose this easily.
2 kills. I mean, look how much damage we've racked up already. This is what a Comet does.
I didn't even notice that.
2,758 damage racked up already.
If you've lost this,
we're going to pull it.
Why are we using this video? You've lost.
Well, we know where they all are. And we're going to try and. We said before, I was pulling him on that Panther's having a good game for us. He's pulling him back. Let's try and back him up a bit. Here he is on this corner.
We're pulling him back
got
quick enough, is he?
Fair bit of. He's took another one. He's not doing too bad.
True. Okay.
And there's the IS2.
Oh, there you go.
Put one into him.
You is now spamming gold. I just noticed that.
It's just getting to the point where I can't afford to miss a shot.
Yeah. Okay.
We cannot afford it. We've got to get. Every single one's got to go in.
Well, I do it on a regular occasion. I'm not bothered. Just saying.
Panther's going for it. I can't leave him on his own.
No,
he's took another tank out. Panther's having a storm. Kill after kill. Shoot when that moves. See what I mean?
Smashed you.
You're not Cromwell-esque. You're not racing around taking shots. Oh my god, T29, can we finish him off?
Oh,
and now it's Comet's turn to start rinsing. 4 kills we're up to now, 3,300 damage, and we're getting capped. But on bright side, we're now positive on numbers.
Yeah, you pulled them
back to his normal ammo, we're not going to need them. Another shot in. Try and. Just not quick enough. You see what I mean? Cromwell would have been racing across there then, and he'd have picked that up.
He would have chased him down like a dog.
Easy. You're just not chasing people down in the Comet. You can rely on your gun a bit more than you can in a Cromwell. It's a lot more accuracy to it.
Yeah.
We all know what Cromwell's like, lobbing shots at that. Yeah. We've got to get back quick here now. His own team's capping as well. Panther. Look at that gun.
Super ninja.
Yeah. And there's one left if we're capped out. We know he's come out at cap circle for us. That's a good teammate.
Oh, your team.
Our guy who just about to finish capping.
I didn't even notice.
Oh no, that's not going to go in there.
You need to go up to him, man. Stop messing about.
I'm not on much health myself.
No, it's trash. There's no.
We're about similar on hit points. So I've only got 320. He's got 280.
There you go. He's on a nipple. He's on a nipple.
Let's try and get this guy. Gotta get in there quick. Oh, we bounced again. We bounced again. Finished him.
Lovely. Not a bad game actually.
No,
You pulled
7
that
kills, just shy of 4,000 damage, 3,726. That's what a Comet can do.
You did quite well. Nothing like a Cromwell though.
Well, it just shows that tank can work when you ideally ain't got much choice to use it other than get the gun working, get it firing. There weren't much scope to spot anybody and highlight anybody for anybody else on that map. There weren't much room for manoeuvre, if that makes sense. We just had to shoot while we're in front of it and just kept coming luckily.
Made a bit of silver for a tech tree tank. Not bad.
32,000.
Not bad at all. Let's get rid of that. We got rid of that result board. We don't want to look at it too much. Come on, what map's this? This is
the Amazon. The Amazon there.
Amazon or dark map suite.
You do like dark maps.
I do like these for some reason. Anyway, Amazon, give us some stats while you crawl up to the match.
I mean, we mentioned the rate of fire. You've seen it. It's quite impressive. 15.38 rounds.
Yeah, it's very good.
I always tend to just fit a gun ram and just to get it a little bit more. You can fit vents. That's an option. I always run optics. Never run binos or a camo net. You saw in the last game, we don't really stationary spotting that kind of thing. But the gun's good enough to stand up to some degree in a tier 9 game. Don't get me wrong, we go toe-to-toe frontally with a tier 9 tank. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
but you've just got to use most of that. Look at your positives of that tank. You've got an excellent gun depression, 12 degrees. Fairly decent turret arm, especially if you get a tier 7 game like we had last. You can really make use of that. 102, it does stand up quite a lot.
Coming in already. Ooh. Yeah, it's not bad at all actually.
Shot. I mean, we've seen how reliable this gun is now numerous times. It's pretty reliable. If you flash a shot off, more likely it's going to hit. And mostly it pens as well, surprisingly. It does a job. You're never really going to be short of ammo as well. It carries 61 rounds at the time.
Yeah,
if you've used 61 rounds, you've had a storming.
Yeah, a really good. Oh, here we go. Oh,
chance hit him straight in gun. Straight in gun. I mean, we've got 12 degrees of gun depression, but this is technique. I'm also worried about the old artillery at this point, but we've got a bit of backup, bit of assistant there coming in. That IS tank's not having any. He's waiting for me to pop up.
Yeah,
he
knows you there. He's going to
He's just shot. I think, can I get a shot on him?
Is that wheel?
I don't know. Rivet.
Rivet. Magic rivet, yeah. I just had them on boats, magic rivet. They're golden rivets.
So, I mean, it does a little bit of everything, Comet. It can fit a lot of playstyles. The problem the Comet gets, why it gets a little bit of a bad rep, which it doesn't deserve, is it follows on from the Cromwell. And people love the Cromwell for what the Cromwell was. It were a race around, nip in, shoot, harass, get back out, be a right royal pain in the arse to anybody and everyone it come across. The Comet just don't play in the same way. It doesn't play the same kind of game, play style, anything at all. It's a completely different animal.
It would have been nice if it's on a different tech tree, but technically, historically,
it followed on.
Followed the Cromwell.
Yeah, it followed on from the Cromwell. I think it was the A34, if I remember correctly, its proper scientific name before it got renamed the Comet. I mean, this thing, the tank, after the war, it kind of just lost its way because there was nothing really for it to do. And then they managed to go into Korea. By that point, they'd already built the Centurion. So the Comet is like a fighting machine. Didn't really see that much action. And then eventually British government, like the 1950s, thought, we don't need this anymore. And they just started selling them off. I mean, they sold them all across the world. Finland, I think, even Cuba ended up with some. I mean, Cuba wanted us to supply with some arms for it after, but we couldn't after the US-backed government was removed.
Not surprised.
It just didn't work. So they just ended up getting salvage for parts and stuff like that.
I mean, they did use it in North Africa after the war.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I believe in 2000 there was some still in service in South Africa.
Wow.
Which shows you just the durability of it. Because, I mean, the engine, we all know how good the Meteor engine were. The suspension were perfected after numerous trial runs with the Cromwell.
Oh, yes,
and it just picked up on everything that worked during war. So it got exceptional knowledge put into it.
Yeah,
just true. Like we said, except for the armour. They've been neglected. But it is a fantastic tank, the Comet.
The thing is, it holds up now as a city tank in it against people, not other tanks, obviously. So, you're going to tell us out else? We're not actually watching this game. We're just
waffling about comets. See it there. There's that view range again. Reliable gun. I mean, that's the problem. That's my one drawback of it. That light tank there, you never really even notice his health bar move.
Yeah,
but it just seems to be a trait of most tier 7 mediums. We've all seen the Panther.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Dish out masses and that. I mean, a lot bit of laggy. We're juddering about a little bit.
Yeah.
Look,
oh, yeah.
It was struggling a little bit with lag. Try and sneak out.
Ooh, what's that, 88?
Yeah,
87.
88. I mean, look at that actually over that distance. And look, his hit isn't turret, it's bound.
Yeah, nice. Oh, there you go. Nice turret in front of him.
Yeah. Well, he's got took out, so he just died.
He might have took a shell for you.
Just can't quite get one in now.
Taylor keeps missing.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there we go.
him.
He's decided he's had enough now. A little bit optimistic. Try and track him. No, he's turned back to faces again. Go for that cupola again.
That was unlucky. Oh, he's trying to hit you.
I'm going to keep talking about this terrible shooting.
You're terrible shooting.
Yeah.
This is gun accuracy, man. It's not you.
Oh, complete ricochet into space there. One more. Just sneaked it under that barrel before it come across.
Sneaked it under.
So, what we've seen there, even in this game, 2,500 damage. It's not a shoddy game, 6 assisted shots. The Cromwell's more of a... You can use it as a thinking man's tank, where the Cromwell's more of a go out, all guns blazing, have a bit of fun kind of tank. You can't do that in the Comet.
You're not supposed to go balls in with Cromwell, it ruins your game, man.
Yeah, you'd know. But, like I say, I think that's the only reason that it's not a more loved tank. For me, the best tier 7 medium on game, got to be the Comet.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, Panther?
It's not, the Panthers, I do like the Panther, but I prefer the Comet if I had to choose one. I mean, they're not blessed with brilliance when it comes to tier 7 mediums. Your T-43 is not great on the Russian line, T-20 is not overly impressive on the American line. Chiri on the Japanese line again is not overly impressive, but they can keep going for a while. They went other variants and stuff like that, but for me it is the best tier 7 medium.
Shame about the damage on the gun. They could have give it
I think it would become a little bit OP if it started kicking any more damage. I mean, it's got nearly 16 rounds per minute fire rate anyway. It just sometimes if you come up against tier 9, it's like you're picking at him.
You're picking at him.
You're proper picking at him. You'd have to shoot a blooming E75 17, 18 times.
Imagine being in a platoon with a Panther and a Comet.
You get a full tier 9 man.
Keep shooting.
When this just shows the speed difference, what we were talking about before, between the Comet and the Cromwell.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have to stop, because I'm not chasing, I'm not catching him. I am just not going to catch him.
They keep hitting him, surprisingly.
The gun's stupidly good. The gun is stupidly good on it. Another one in there. We just can't keep up with him though.
Yeah,
we couldn't have shot on the move there, it wouldn't have it. It's not like good at tank. I mean, the Cromwell's pretty good at that, but it is a step up from the Cromwell, but it doesn't play the same. So
no, it's completely different.
The Comet to the Cromwell, don't think it's the same thing. Don't try and play it the same way. It's a completely different animal altogether.
Yeah, I think you've rounded that up quite nicely, Killer 05. But we'll just watch your scoreboard and then we'll call it a wrap.
Add a bit more silver.
Yeah, they make some nice silver. Am I going to bother letting the scoreboard come up? Yeah, go on, I'll let you have your scoreboard. That's it then, people. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Laters.